Choosing a accurate statistical test quite be difficult, but many statisticians and researchers make it easy by creating flow diagrams. I also use flow diagrams for using appropriate statistical test and chart for data visualization. There are some prerequisites which you must have to understand, like you have to understand data nature, your variable type is quantitative or qualitative, you can say categorical. If categorical, then how many categories of the variables in which you are interested, or your quantitative variables parametric or non-parametric. The concept of parametric and non-parametric we will learn in next lesson. In this lesson we will just understand the flow diagrams which help us to choose a appropriate graph and chart and also statistical test for analyzing data. You can see on your screen I have a diagram which is mentioned by chart and graphs. Charts and graphs are very important for visualizing your data because only numbers are not matter in statistics. There are many researchers, or you can say this is our need for understanding, like if we have to understand the shape of the variable or data, we run histogram. If we have to check relationship by visualizing, by plotting, we run scatter plot, or we have to understand the frequencies, proportions, we run bar and pie chart. In this diagram you can see we have two, you can say the two columns, like two layers are letting down. First is quantitative and the second is categorical, I mentioned. In quantitative we are mostly working with continuous, like we have age and continuous level, we have blood pressure. On in quantity, like not in category, if we say category they must like high sugar, low sugar, or from a range, you can say your sugar level in 100 to 120, 120 to 140, like this you put a range. This is not on quantitative, this should be in discrete or categories. If our variables in quantitative type and we want to check the shape of that variable, we run histogram. When we make a histogram, it shows us the shape of that variable. You have to understand the shapes we use for understanding this variable is normal. And for checking a relationship, like if we have two variables or two or more variables and we want to check a relationship between, or like you can say we have sales, we have profit, and we want to check when our sale is increased or profit is increased or not. We have speed and you can say distance in quantitative form. When we speed on our vehicles is your distance is increase or decrease. If we want to check relationship like this, we have multiple variables. You can take your variables, this is not matter. We have many examples. We have, if you are working in education institute, we have marks and performance. We have psychological, medical, business. I mentioned line chart. Basically these 5 chart and graphs we will discuss in this course. Like first is histogram, scatter plot, line chart, bar chart and pie chart. The 3 I mentioned are for using quantitative data. When we have our variable is on quantitative, Then we use histogram, scatter plot and line chart when our data is like gender or any other categories. Then we use bar chart and pie chart. Line chart basically is used for with time period, like we have sales with some time limits. You can say sales of 1 year with a month time. Then we want to show on, you must see on in news or anything anywhere, stock markets charts, where we have charts and up and down bars with lines. Basically those lines showing time and the frequency of that on that time, like we have in month 4 or which have a specific time. Line chart is basically up and down with time. This is a accurate test for with the line chart with if we want to understand a graph or a variable with the time period. So if we have categorical variables and we want to check the frequency or percentage, we make a bar chart. Like we have a variable gender in which we have two categories, male and female, a bar chart. And if we want to show proportion, then we make a pie chart. So this is the diagram for making charts and graph. You can save or take a snipe of that your screen and save it. I also give it in your description. You can also download from there. The next is statistical test. Again we have quantitative and categorical. If we just understand your data, then we choose descriptive for quantitative and frequency for categorical. Many descriptive used in frequency and frequency not used for quantitative or for continuous variables. Frequency used for discrete data, categorical data and discrete data. You can say I quote like gender, we have different categories for blood pressure, low, high, medium, or we have categories for semesters. You can say anything. Then we use frequency distribution, make a frequency distribution or percentage. If we have a continuous variable like age, speed or anything, marks, sales, profit, we use descriptive statistics. And again, if we want to check a relationship between quantitative variables, we choose correlation. And if we want to check relationship between categorical variable, and if we want to check relationship between gender and you can say semesters category, then we make a cross tab. And if we want to check association, is there any association or relationship, then we run a chi-square test for categorical variables. And if we want to predict on the base of previous data, then we run a regression. In regression and correlation we have multiple types, but in this specific course we discuss some types of regression and correlations which you can easily understand. If if you understand this course, then we will move on in next modules. This diagram is used for selecting a comparison test. Comparison test almost used in every research. You can say this is used for the purpose of comparing a quantitative variable with between some categories. Like you want to compare the average age between two categories of gender, or average age between any other two categories or greater than two categories. You can say in the flow diagram we have comparison test, then we have two groups and greater than three groups, equal to or greater than three groups. Groups mean the categories. Like we have two groups in gender, we have a male group and female group. we have two groups, maybe you can say class A, class B, like this. If we have greater than three groups, like we want to compare average marks of students between 4 semesters, like 4 semesters, semester 1, semester 2, semester 3 and semester 4, like this. If we have two groups, then we use test on left side without fill, and if we have three or greater than three groups, then we use tests like one way Nova Kruskal Wallis test with fill colors. Then this is first prerequisites, checking groups. How many you have categories, how many you have groups between you want to compare your variable, your data. So if we study with two groups. If we have two groups, then we again check your groups are unpaired or paired. Unpaired or paired mean if you collect your samples, because these tests are using for creating an inference. Like we collect a sample data, on that sample data we create an information. On the base of those information we associate those you can statement with the whole population. So you have to check your from which you are collecting samples, those are paired groups or unpaired. Like if you talk about male and female, those are not pair, those are different. But if you want to compare marks between two groups, like from one, if you talk about your population is class, like you have a class 1, you have a room of peoples, you have to take two samples, and then you have to compare those samples. You can want to say this group and group A and group B, you want to check their marks are same or not. If you have same population from you, which you have to pick some samples, then you use pair test. But if you choose students from class 1 and class 2, you choose some students from Pakistan, you choose some students from another country, then population may be differ. Then you choose unpaired. Paired are mostly like use with time period. You have, like you can say, if you take test 1 to take, or you give a treatment on some units, like you have to take a treatment, again you collect data and you have to check, is there any difference between my applying a treatment, it effect or not. Then you choose paired. From same time may be differ, duration may be differ, but group remains same, then you choose paired tests. If we talk about unpaired, then again we have to check parametric or non-parametric. Parametric and non-parametric concept, which I will discuss in the next lecture, link in the description, you can watch this, or on the I button. In lesson 4 we discuss parametric and non-parametric. If your tests are parametric, this means your distribution is normal. You can compare the mean, arithmetic mean, you can say the arithmetic mean between variables. But if your variable is non-parametric, then you have to choose median. This is the big difference, you can say that, for understanding. We will discuss this in detail in the lecture 4. If we have parametric, then we use independent t-test. This is given in your, like you can say that if you are using IBM SPSS, you have to given a tab in analyzing compare mean. If your variables, your quantity variable follow normal distribution and your data is parametric, then you run all tests from compare mean. If your variable is not parametric, they do not follow normal distribution, then you choose non-parametric test from analyze. They are same, but in parametric we compare arithmetic mean, you can say simple mean, you can say mean, with between those distributions, between those categories. In non-parametric we are generally compare median value. So if we have parametric, then we use independent t-test. If we have non-parametric, then we use man-whitney u-test. And if our data is paired, like we collect data and like we collect marks of students, then we apply some extra effort on students, then again we conduct a test, again we collect marks, again we check test and collect marks of students, then we want to compare those data and we want to check is our effort which we put effort give a benefit to us or not. Then we use paired t-test, paired test. Like then again we have a parametric, then we use paired t-test. If non-parametric, we use Wilcoxon signed rank t-test. So on the right side, if we have greater than 3 variables, like we want to compare between 4 or 3 categories, then again we have to check is this groups are unpaired or paired. If groups are paired, then we again check parametric or non-parametric. If parametric, we use one-way ANOVA. If non-parametric, we use Kruskal Wallis test. Basically, you can say independent t-test and one-way ANOVA are same. In independent t-test, we are comparing between 2 groups. In one-way ANOVA, we are comparing between 3 or more than 3 groups. These are using for parametric one-way and independent t-test. On the other hand side, if we have 2 groups, we use man-whitney u-test for non-parametric and Kruskal Wallis test for greater than 3 categories and non-parametric. And if we have paired dataset for more than 3 categories, and we are if our data is parametric, we use one-way repeated measure ANOVA. We also call it RM ANOVA, one-way repeated measure ANOVA. If our data is non-parametric, then we use Friedman test. So this is you can say this is not a detailed notes which provide. I just go through these tests because due to short time, you can say, which we all discuss in the upcoming lectures, like when we run independent t-test, we again discuss all the assumptions or all the requirements. But I want to tell you, you can just understand these diagrams. You can take snipes or save this lecture in your system. You just understand the flow diagrams, like you just check your data, you have 2 groups, 2 categories, or then you have to check your data is paired or unpaired, your data is parametric and unparametric. Then you can choose the name of test. Choosing the name of test is quite difficult. Students stuck in this problem. So that's why I put some diagrams in the start of the course, so you can just understand the flow of selecting a appropriate statistical test and understand easily. You can say you have no difficulty. So take snipes or save these screenshots in your system. This will help you in choosing any type of statistical test when you are running or practicing your assignments in this course.